Satan does in the end of times. Think about this. Satan knows that this is the sign that God has chosen. So what does Satan do in Revelation 13? It says he takes this beast power, which we believe is our nation, the United States of America, and they order them to set up an image and honor, you notice that word, honor of the beast, who was wounded by the sword and yet lived. The second beast was given power to give breath to the image of the first beast so that the image could speak and cause all who refused to worship the image to be killed. It also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. Do you see what Satan does? He wants his own sign. See, he's been fighting against God's government for thousands of years, and God has a sign, so he's like, I want a sign too. And instead of graciously calling people into a relationship with him, what does he do? He coerces, he forces, but he still has a sign. And if you read the Christian church's documents from the Middle Age, they use that as a reason why they are an infallible church and God has given them this authority is because we've actually transferred the solemnity of the Sabbath to another day. They view that as a sign. I know some Adventists don't like to hear that now, but they do. They take great pride in it. And they're one day late, and they're out of harmony with the universe. The party's over. They're cleaning up in heaven from it. And every comes, well, we're going to do it now. Let's call it for what it is. It's rebellion. It's out and out rebellion against God and his government. And Satan does it because he wants his own sign. And he wants us to acknowledge his government is better than God's. Well, I think we kind of, if you just look around the world, if Satan's called the ruler of this world, we can see that his government's not better than God's. What is our message? Then I saw another angel in the chapter in Revelation right after that. Then I saw another angel flying in midair, and he had the eternal gospel to proclaim to those who live on the earth. To every nation, every tribe, every language and people, he said in a loud voice, fear God and give him glory because the hour of his judgment has come. That is, God is going to quit winking and he's going to expect people to grow up, to mature in their relationships and figure out what they're doing, and then he'll have a judgment. And he says, worship him who made the heavens, the earth, the sea, and the springs of water. Where have we heard that combination of words? My seminary professors, if I heard it once, I heard it 100 times at seminary, say anytime you have 3 to 4 words in the New Testament that are in exact order and sound just like the Old Testament writer is thinking about that text. Where have we read that combination before? The 4th commandment. You don't think it's important? Tell it to God. Because he wants a people who honor him and who understand salvation, that we don't deserve salvation, but that we come into a relationship with him, and because he's the creator of the universe, because he is our Redeemer, Deuteronomy adds that, I didn't write that in the notes, because he's our Redeemer, because he's our Creator, we are honoring him by joining in with the rest of the universe on this blessed day that God has made for us. I read a story, I have no idea if it's true, but it was a good story, of 2 guys that were part of an all-day wood chopping contest. So I found a picture of this. I've never actually participated in one or seen one, but it looks pretty interesting. It looks like something from Scandinavia, possibly. So they're wood chopping all day long, and one of the participants realizes that there's another guy who's really good. But he notices, he thinks he's got an advantage over him because the other guy keeps taking breaks. And the guy he'll look over there, he'll see him eating, and he's taking a break. And he's thinking, I've got this guy because I'm going to push, and I'm going to beat this guy. End of the contest comes, and the guy who has been there all day and never taken a break looks over at the guy who was taking breaks, And his wood that he chopped was considerably more than the wood he had chopped. And he asked him, how did you do that? You were taking breaks all the time. He said, well, what you didn't realize is that during those breaks, I was sharpening my axe. Satan will tell you, don't take a break. Don't get off this rat race wheel that we're in here in America. You won't survive. You see, Sabbath keeping is a sign of grace. It's a time when we say, you know what? I understand I've got all these deadlines. I'm a student. I've got the study for this test. I've got that to do. If you're at work, you've got piles of work that are always accumulating. You say, I am going to trust in God that I will take 24 hours out of my week. And I'm not just going to go off to an amusement park. I am going to dedicate it to Him, maybe in service. As we get closer to Him, we get closer to His other people. I'm going to dedicate it to service in the church and having a worship experience, time in nature, time with family. And I'm not going to worry because I serve a God who will take care of me. That's the way He wants it. And He wants you to trust in His Son.